on the internet, it sources it from the several websites. So can we consider it as a cyber crime or stealing of content? Because actually it is someone's intellectual property which we are using through a tool like ChatGPT.
Absolutely. Please realize, if you're going to use the output from artificial intelligence without application of mind, you could be in trouble, because lawsuits are now beginning to be filed. In the US now, various authors have sued OpenAI, saying that, hey guys, you have actually trained your algorithm on our copyrighted works, and therefore your activity tantamounts to violation of our intellectual property rights. So in case if you are going to rely upon ChatGPT, OpenAI tells you in its terms and conditions, sir, my work is work in progress. Handle with care. I'm telling you, it's hallucinating, it's making mistakes. So please exercise due diligence. But most of the people don't read the terms and conditions. So in case if you're going to take an output from ChatGPT and put it as your own, ChatGPT says, I have no problem. It'll be nice if you give me an acknowledgement, but even if you don't, I'm not bothered. But tomorrow, if that output is seen to be in violation or is infringing the intellectual property rights of some people, then you could be not only sued for damages, in addition, that actually becomes an offence under Section 66, read with Section 43 of the IT Act, you can be criminally made liable as well. So this is an adult man's toy. Handle it with care. While we are dealing with toys like AI, let's ourselves not become children. We only take this toy as a torch, which is going to give you some light in direction of darkness. That's about all. But ultimately, we'll have to walk the walk on our own selves. We should not mortgage our due diligence and our application of mind as we go forward. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
We'll have the last question.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. Sir, so I do not have a question, but a problem that I have seen people are facing and I have observed. Sir, the cyber security cell that works very closely with the police in maximum every city. So I've seen that the volunteers there, they do work very well. They conduct campaigns, they aware people, but we live in a country where people hear from this side and put that information out there. But I've seen that there's a lack of that personal connection that people feel that we all should connect with them. If we are the volunteers, we should connect with the people because we always need a personal touch to it. The volunteers are not trained the way they should be because in rural areas, the people do not understand the language that we use while we conduct the campaigns and everything. So, don't you think that we should focus on these important things also that will make the rural public connect with us better?
I completely agree with you. The reason for this is that the cybercrime reporting mechanism in the country is very un-citizen friendly. एक तो लोगों को डर है, पुलिस में जाके रिपोर्ट करना, वो सबसे हमारी harassment कर देंगे. So nobody wants to go to the thana. Fortunately, the government says don't go to the thana, report it online. But please understand, if you're going to cybercrime.gov.in, that does not mean that your complaint is going to get registered into an FIR. No, it's only a reporting portal. You report, you'll get an acknowledgement. But out of 100 cases that come up on that portal, only less than 5 cases ultimately get registered as FIR. And most of the time, the police is very, very uncertain or hesitant to report cybercrime because they themselves don't know what kind of animal it is. Because most of the time, it will be hard for them to track down the original cybercriminal. Most of the time, the cybercriminal may be located outside the territorial boundaries of the country, primarily because the internet has made geography history. But having said that, I think we require far more sensitivity. More so when you find that something obscene about you has been coming on. I'll give you an example. Today there's a new trend called sextortion, where you'll get somebody calling you up and they'll say, sir, please come up and switch on your video call. You switch on your video call. And you find on the other side, if you're a male, you find a nude woman. If you're a woman, you find a nude male. And then they want you to do sexual activities. If you get stuck in this, they're recording you. And after that, they'll call you to say, hey guys, we got your obscene content. Please pay us this amount of money, depending on your profile. And if you pay, we will not release it, otherwise we'll put it on social media. Most of the Indians are getting sucked up into these kind of sextortion rackets. But now, things are getting more complicated. There's something now called a new technology called deep fake technology, where they'll make you a call on a video call, you pick up the call, you don't do anything. You're just talking normally with clothes on. They require about 4 to 5 seconds of your video. And using that, they're able to morph it and put it on the bodies of nude models and then create false obscene content about you and then threaten you that please pay money. One of our clients landed up paying more than 56 lakh rupees just under the fear that these kind of obscene videos are not going to come out. So I think we again need to sensitize the law enforcement. We also need to sensitize users that let's not put our own neck in the hands of people and let's not learn to start accepting and believing what we see. Indians, we have one problem. We love to believe. Whatever I see, I believe. Without thinking that internet is a huge mahasagar of all kinds of lies. And therefore, if you're not going to sift the lies from the correct information, you're going to be in trouble. So as we go forward, while I do hope there are various capacity building programs taking place, I hope the law enforcement gets more citizen friendly. But please remember, we are now the most populous nation in the world. Cybercrime is touching everybody's lives. We have a limited number of law enforcement agencies and officials. So expecting them to be more sympathetic to you is something that I don't see that happening in the next few months or years. Therefore, we'll have to be more hardened. But primarily, let's take a resolve on our own selves. Then let's start inculcating a culture of distrust and mistrust in whatever I see online. Let me not rely upon any information till such time I do not independently authenticate the veracity or correctness of such information. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
We can have the last question.
Sir, you might have seen, all might have seen that Jamtara, the serial web series. We have seen that the criminals, cyber criminals, are basically not much more than 10th pass students. Even recently, when I was traveling through to Bombay, I saw the cyber police. It was they were the cyber crime police, and they caught 2 guys who were illiterate. And we are being literate and educated. We got trapped into this kind of crimes, right? So, how they are so much tech savvy, I can say. So I don't know how they become so technology expert that they are bullying us.
Thank you, ma'am. I think we have to realize Indians are very fertile in the mind. You may not be educated, but you know Jugaad. Indians love Jugaad. But when you marry Jugaad with technology, you have a very deadly cocktail. So that's why these youngsters who go on this new mission of cybercrime as a community. So when you go to Jamtara, the entire community is into cybercrime. And that's why everybody is earning about lakhs of rupees a month, where otherwise they would be starving. So there was a serial on Jamtara that came on one of the OTT platforms. It had a byline, Sabka number aayega. I think that actually sums up everything. Everybody's number is going to come. Everybody will either become a victim of cybercrime or has already become a victim of cybercrime. I always believe that there are 2 kinds of people in the world. One, who know that they have become a victim of cybercrime. 2, who do not know that they have become a victim of cybercrime. So I think, again, we'll have to create more capacity buildings. And now with Nu coming in, which has overtaken Jamtara, it's not just the communal rights which have got Nu into the limelight. It's a cyber criminal activity. Nu has become the new cybercrime capital of the country. So if you have a cybercrime capital in the next 90 kilometers next to the geographical capital of the country, you have some huge problems. And now there's a huge issue. Now they've started using cybercrime as a service. We all like to order food on Zomatos and whatever. Now imagine if you were to just order a cybercrime. Please go, I want this particular man's computer to be hacked. You don't want to dirty your hands, you just make an order. And they will execute the order on the dark net. But then they are going a step further. They said, why do I also need to go ahead and dirty my hands? Let me start using artificial intelligence. So now they are saying cybercrime as a service powered by artificial intelligence. So ultimately they are getting artificial intelligence to commit the cybercrime, knowing fully well that assuming that the police reaches out to them, the police will still never be able to find out the original man or the mind behind the cybercrime. So it's getting more murkier, it's getting more